Okay.
All right, we good to go, guys. Welcome to Jindabyne Connect. I'm going to actually, Olivia, over here because now I'm going to talk. Should make Bruce talk anyway. Olivier's on his way to, I don't know, Singapore or something, so good on him. But he usually does all the intros, but I shall do it today. And welcome to Connect, October. I believe it's October already. It's almost nearly over. Christmas is just 59 days away. Tonight we have a couple of guest speakers, so we'll be able to hear from them. But Connect, you get together once a month and catch up for an hour and a half. Not a long time, just a good time, and hear about what each other is doing and spreading the news. We're here to introduce, inspire. What's the other one, Karen? I said it before. Introduction, inspire,
Educate,
and indicate what we need from each other. So that's the thing about spreading the word about what we want and how to get it done, and be part of a big Jindabyne team that kind of pats each other on the back. Hi, Chelsea. Chelsea might even want to have a couple of words about her exciting news as well. So we shall kick off with Karen, KD, from KD Marketing.
Okay, so thank you for coming on this evening. I've just had a lovely day out with Dad and Dad, just travelling around on the farm and working out some ideas. My background is 25 years, almost going on 30, in tourism and hospitality. I run a catering company. Done lots of things. So I left Sydney after running the catering company and went to Canberra and worked for Spotless Services. So if anybody knows that organisation at the time, they actually had the catering contract for Parliament House, Old Parliament House and the War Memorial. So I was their catering manager at that time for the 3 venues. So I was the crazy one that took all the bookings for the functions and made sure we had all the staff and all the equipment to actually run those events. Old Parliament House, particularly at the time, didn't even have a commercial kitchen, so I had to use the kitchen at Parliament House and get it transferred down. And I used warming ovens and delivered functions in the members' dining room and King's Hall at the same time. So that's what my time in Sydney taught me how to do that. I then moved into a more sales and marketing role for Spotless, and then started working in the convention business with Canberra Convention Bureau. I worked as a tourism development executive for Canberra Tourism and Events for probably 4 years, which I looked after all of the product in Canberra, so it was all the wineries, accommodation, everything. So I think that's where I got the basis of what I do now, because I literally joined dots. Because I know that there's somebody here that could work with somebody over there, and I actually bring them together and facilitate the conversation. So I'm kind of a bit back in that space now. I left. I was headhunted to work for the National Museum of Australia before it opened. So I wrote their first ever tourism marketing strategy, and that wasn't just for the attraction itself. It was for education, exhibitions, and all the different facilities within the National Museum. It was supposed to be a 6-month contract. I worked there for 3 years, and then I went and lived in France for 3 years, and how to speak French, and I became a virtual tourist person, a consumer. And then I came back, and my husband at the time said to me, "So what are you going to do now?" And I said, "I'm going to go to all the places I haven't seen before in Australia." And he said, "Oh, so what's that?" I went, "Northern Territory." And literally about 3 months after that, I had a job with one of the biggest small tourist operators there, called Discovery Eco Tours Australia, who operated at Uluru. And their volume of business was big. 65% of the business was international. So I found myself back in France, speaking French and selling the Northern Territory to that market. So I got that job. So then I learned how to market in North America, UK, Europe, other parts of Europe. And Northern Territory is really what they want, but I actually see what you have here is what they want as well.
Yeah.
What happened after that? I was headhunted by the museum again, and this time they offered me a position of head of comms and marketing for the museum. So I had a team of 9, and I also developed the partnership opportunities with people like Singapore Airlines, and we had the airport opening in Canberra. So I love negotiating. So I got in and did that kind of stuff. I met my partner, moved to Narooma, and I've really just enjoyed being out of the city, being non-corporate, going back to small business, understanding more what I've learned through my career as small business. And now I'm fortunate enough to have my own marketing company. I do contract to Enterprise Connect or Business Connect as a specialist tourism advisor. But I've also registered the South Coast Tourism Industry Association, and I did that when the bushfires came through on the South Coast. That was a time where I felt personally that knowing federal government, which I'd worked for, and state government, which I'd also worked for, where was the money going to go? Was it going to go to the businesses that actually needed it? So we set up this completely independent association. So if you Google South Coast Tourism Industry Association, our board members are really significant players on the South Coast. They've got most of the good businesses. So we're launching the association next week in Nara, but the association will look after all the way from Illawarra all the way down to Eden. The reason why is because I feel that our industry needs to collaborate to be successful. If you're looking at building a destination, if you want a destination to be recognisable, you've got to work together. You can't see each other as competitors. So I've had a few conversations in the room, and sort of worked out. We've got accommodation here, we've got an Uber driver there. It's about cross-promoting each other to really fine-tune that visitor experience so that they go away and they talk about their experience and where they've been. It's even more important now since COVID that we really pull together to promote the destination, because everybody is in the marketplace marketing to get more visitors. Victoria's got big budget, WA's got big budget, so therefore you and you're almost a year-round tourism destination now. Congratulations, we're not on the South Coast. But it's really important that you come together and go, what is the essence of our experience? How do we communicate what our destination is to visitors? And how do we actually on-sell each other's product? So if I come to your sailing place and they're finished at lunchtime, you could go to, there's a great cafe, it's Chelsea, she cooks really good home-cooked food, because they'll be hungry after a sail, right? So it's about, excuse me, I just put a glass of water. Sorry Deb, I've been talking all the time.
I've heard you talking all day, and not just talking. No, I think what I realised with Karen, she just seems to understand and join the dots. And the bits you're not sure of, she then has the insight from all the experience in the industry and kind of varied roles that she then can kind of point you in a few options and guide you. And it's been really good working with her over the last few weeks, because I've seemed to have jumped forward to something I've been really considering for about 4 years.
Yes.
But I managed to jump forward quickly with key difficult, scary elements to the business that she managed to say, well, Deb, I need that next week. Next week, let's have talking points. And so that got me going, and I've actually had many deadlines and homework to do, which I managed to smash out. And so things went forward quite quickly, and I've got a great sense of achievement and closer to putting a DA in, but some building work. So
Yeah.
That's been really important to me, and it's also when you have such a big vision, sometimes on a project, you can get bogged down in all sorts of little minutiae or different elements and go off on tangents. So Karen was really good at keeping me on track and just realising what to do next, because there's sometimes just overwhelming about the tasks you need to do.
And which order to do
You want to
them
work
in?
differently.
Yeah, okay. So,
And strategically, I think you're very good for me strategically and say, right, well, that's in the future, let's just concentrate on this element, and that will come. And so, yeah, just helping and just giving me confidence that I'm not off track and not, it's not all bad, but I'd love to. Yeah, it'll be wonderful. So,
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I think I've
Like a
read a little
life
bit of Karen's work
Business
here, and
coach.
strategy is very important. You know, you can have all the plans in place, but you need to actually progress them to the doing part,
Yes.
and having someone to be accountable for, to actually get that work done.
So I think the thing that really is front and centre for me, so that I can use all of my experience, I read all the destination management plans, but I don't see any actions that actually help the business.
Yeah.
So there's a gap, and that's why we do the association, because it's from the bottom up. So that as an industry, you can actually come together in a forum like this and say, what are our issues and how can we fix them? See if you can fix them yourselves first. But second to that, you need a council delegate here. You need somebody from Destination Southern New South Wales to tell them this is what our issue is. You're the government representative. What can you do?
Yeah.
Well, the guys from Southern Destination will be here next month at the Business Expo. We'll have Jenny Robb here next month and Sean Halen launching the 2030 Destination Management Plan. So yeah, think about about what you might want to have a chat to them about, because they will be here. But in the meantime, if you do need some bottom-up support, contact Karen and we can do some work together.
I think, and also what I found so useful with Karen was that she's a business coach, and it also gave me the confidence that to reach out to others to do the bits of the business I don't really want to do myself, because you can't do everything, and to get people that are skilled to catering or whatever it is, or get trout fishermen trained up on how to do it properly, whatever it may be. So I don't want to do those bits particularly on how to life, and be flat out doing other bits. So I think it's that high networking and just having that confidence to pull everything, and it's all going to be beneficial for everyone.
So I'm not just a tourism advisor, I'm a generalist business advisor like Fiona, and I'm very strong in research and marketing and strategy, and sometimes that applies to tourism, but most of the time I find it applies to just general business. You know, from a marketing perspective, and I got that from working at the museum because I worked in education and all sorts of different areas. So whilst tourism is a special passion, I'm pretty generalist.
Look, our industry in Jindabyne is tourism based, there's no doubt about it. The town's driven by tourism, whether you're a builder or, you know, a chef or somebody that's, you know, running a sailing program. Everything comes back to tourism. And that's just, you know, that's just what this area has grown to be great at. So yeah, we're going to play on our strengths. I might pass over now to Tor. Is you speaking, or Freya? No, somebody from the Jindabyne, Lake Jindabyne Sailing Club. Are we particularly talking about the women's program, or no? Let's have a chat to Freya. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Tor, this is Freya. We're going to talk to you a little bit about lake activation for the summer. And particularly I want to introduce you to Freya. So Freya is our Chief Instructor at the Sailing Club, and she's also New South Wales and ACT Instructor of the Year.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now that winter's over, we're starting to look at water, summer activities. Who here does water sports, specifically around the lake? Hands up.
Yes.
I
Everybody.
can see all of you do. And out of those that you do water sports on the lake, who's ever sailed on the lake? Who enjoys sailing?
Oh, lots of us.
I can see a few hands up there.
I have done in the past.
For those of you that Well, those hands that were up just then, why don't you come and talk to us in a bit about how you can start racing? And we can talk to you about the different things about the club as well, club members and those that already know how to sail. Those that didn't have your hands up, I'm going to tell you now about some of the courses that we're going to be running and how you can start sailing this season and start enjoying Jindabyne on the lake. So first of all, we have our TACAS program, which is going to be run on the 5th, 19th and 20th of November. The TACAS program is for children aged 7 to 12 to learn to sail in a safe and fun environment. They start sailing in a boat where they're two up, so they can sail together and bounce off each other's confidence, and there's a lot of laughs and fun and lots of getting wet in the water as well. We also have our she sails, which this season is going to be run on the 26th and 27th of November. It's a course for women, run by women, and the idea is to have an open, engaging and nurturing environment to teach women how to sail. We actually have two of our past graduates from last season, Karen and Elizabeth. So if you're interested, go and talk to them about the fun they had and particularly about some of the adventures we went on.
Oh yeah.
And then the final one we have is She Sails 2, which we're starting this season, which is for those females and other females that are going to complete their She Sails 1 this season to progress their sailing skills. So for anyone that has learned to sail as well but hasn't sailed in years, She Sails 2 would be highly recommended for you as well. We're also aiming at thinking about running an outstay sailing, which is aimed at getting teenagers off the couch, not my words, and out into the environment, sailing, but also doing things like windsurfing, stand-up paddleboarding, swimming.
Oh,
So we can incorporate sailing, but the idea is to get them out off the couch and active. And then finally, we are hoping to run an adult learn sail, which is for all adults, and has a similar kind of program to the She Sails 1, which is aimed at getting adults on the water, learning to sail, or for those that haven't sailed in years, learning to resail. So if you're interested in any of those courses, come and talk to either myself or anyone else in the Lake Jindabyne Sailing Club shirts, which is, this one's the youth team, and then you've got the grey one for everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now there is one other person in the room that would like to have a little bit of a say, because I know she has a beautiful strategy in place, and I really would wish that she would share it. Would you mind?
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have absolutely nothing to say.
Chelsea, we're going to start with what you do know is the Peak Performance Cafe in Town Centre here, and now I'll let Chelsea tell you about what's coming.
Yes.
Thanks.
So, very grateful to have come into town and landed an opportunity with purchasing Peak Performance in a time where life was just starting to get back and active in November last year. So my partner and myself, Ange, and I have, we brought Peak Performance. We pretty much hit the ground running, so it was just very fast paced. Summer hit, we were very busy with lots of different events. We started doing catering to some of those events, running the cafe, working other jobs. It was, life was just busy, as I imagine lots of people here in Jindabyne like to live like that. In saying that, we always had the plan in mind to create it to be our own. Not that we didn't align with what Peak Performance was, but it was different to my skill set and Angie's skill set to carry on. So we thought it was only fair to kind of, do a year or nearly a year. So 11 months later, we are in a position where we can do a rebrand. In saying that, my background's I'm a youth worker, social worker as well. So a big part of my values and beliefs are community, and I've lived in different communities as well, like in New Zealand in Coromandel town.
Right.
So another small community, and I think aligning with some of the talk that's already been said this evening, with working together collaboratively is I think a very strong point, and coming in here and seeing a little bit of the competition and seeing a little bit of the collaborative work as well. My mission, I guess, and having other people on board with that as well, is to be very community driven. We've got young people working at our store as well. Although we're having a break, we're rebranding, we've done a new fit out. We really look forward to what's to come with, just bringing in that community spirit, I guess, more so than anything. Whole Foods, so Angie's background is home style cooking, and we just look forward to kind of seeing what comes about.
So are we allowed to know what it's going to be called? And
So the name is going to be called Season, spelled slightly different, SEASN, and
Terrace Cafe.
Terrace Cafe.
Stage 2 is more outdoor seating, is that right?
Yeah, so a few stages of, I guess
You have a big plan. There's a lot. There's a
big
very
plan.
intricate
We'll
plan.
slowly kind of release one thing at a time, I
Yes.
guess. Yeah.
And I also want to welcome Ange and Chelsea to the Chamber of Commerce. They've decided to sign on as a gold member. And as a result of that, they will get ongoing, continuous marketing support. Like some of the other gold members in town, you've probably noticed they're on the Destination Jindabyne page, support through the Jindabyne Chamber page. We've got you back.
Thank you.
Okay? Cool. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, that's about it. I think everybody, all good. So we're just going to have a chat in the room now. You're going to miss out on that. You'll have to come next time and be here for that. So
Just got to be here.
I'm going to wave to you, Olivia. Thank you very much for giving that job to me today, and I hope you enjoy your trip overseas. And that'll be me next month in Canada. So maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, Christmas, white Christmas. Looking forward to that. Can't
Bye.
stay away from